Channel Stories of Haunted Mayans. Introduction. First of all, thanks everybody for watching Channel Stories of Haunted Mayans. We're grateful for your continuous support. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment if you enjoy our channel. Today, we take you on a journey into the heart of darkness, exploring the ominous halls of the Mérida Insane Asylum, a place where anguish and despair have left behind unsettling echoes. Prepare yourself for 3 haunting tales of different experiences within these walls that still resonate with visitors. Sit back, and let the stories unfold. Story 1, The Whispering Shadows. It was a stormy night when a group of thrill-seekers gathered to explore the infamous Mérida Insane Asylum. The building loomed ominously against the backdrop of swirling clouds, its crumbling facade a testament to its troubled past. As they entered, a chill crept up their spines, and an oppressive silence enveloped them. As they wandered through the decaying hallways, Jessica, the more sensitive of the group, started feeling an acutely unsettling presence. It was as if someone, or something, was watching them. The air grew thick, and the haunting history of the asylum began to seep into their minds. The screams of former inmates seemed to echo faintly, blending with the howling wind outside. In one of the rooms, Jessica saw a shadow dart across the wall. She turned to her friends, but they were occupied with documenting their adventure. Ignoring the unease gnawing at her, Jessica ventured deeper into the room. Suddenly, she heard it, a soft whisper, filled with sorrow, yet undeniably desperate. "Help me," the voice was raspy, almost silenced by the air around it. Panic gripping her heart, she stumbled backward, crashing into a rickety chair. From the corner of her eye, she caught sight of dark figures moving just beyond her vision. The voices multiplied, swirling around her like a storm. "You shouldn't have come," they chanted in unison, their tones shifting from pleading to angry. Desperate, Jessica yelled for her friends. As they rushed to her aid, the whispers ceased, leaving an eerie silence that filled the air. But the stench of despair lingered, and Jessica would never forget the feeling of icy fingers brushing her neck against the chaos of screams. Outside, the storm died down. But within her, a dark shadow remained, a reminder of the spirits that still yearned for a voice in the oppressive gloom of the Mérida Insane Asylum. Story 2, The Cursed Portrait. In another exploration, a paranormal investigator named Marco visited the asylum. Equipped with cameras and EVP recorders, he aimed to capture evidence of the supernatural. Marco had heard whispers about a haunting portrait that hung in the decrepit cellar, said to belong to an infamous head physician known as Dr. Reyes. As he descended into the damp cellar, the air grew colder, thick with the scent of mold and decay. He finally spotted the portrait, framed but cracked and covered in grime. The somber face of Dr. Reyes stared back at him, eyes piercing and seemingly alive. Marco felt a strange compulsion to touch it. As he brushed his fingers against the glass, a jolt of energy surged through him. Suddenly, shadows danced around him, momentarily blinding him. When his sight returned, Marco found himself in a peculiar trance, as if he were floating in an abyss of memories. Visions of twisted experiments floated through his mind, patients subjected to cruel treatments, their anguished cries echoing just as Jessica had described. Marco could sense their pain, it infiltrated his thoughts, gnawing at him from the inside. Then, he heard Drive Reyes's voice, cold and mocking. "You think you can escape?" It echoed around him. Shadows coalesced into anguished faces, eyes wide with terror, reaching out as if trying to pull him within their embrace. Marco's heart raced as he stumbled backward, tearing away from the portrait. Breathless, he fled the cellar, the sounds of laughter echoing behind him, an unearthly, maddened laughter that sent chills through his body. Once he reached the exit, he collapsed outside, terrified and gasping. Even after months had passed, Marco couldn't shake off the feeling of invisible hands gripping his heart. He would always carry the weight of those lost souls, haunted by that cursed portrait and the dark legacy of Dr. Reyes. Story 3, The Last Patient's Cry. Our final story centers on Sarah, a freelance journalist who wanted to delve into the asylum's chilling history. She had been researching the last patient admitted, a woman by the name of Elena, whose tragic fate was shrouded in mystery. Late one evening, Sarah chose to spend the night inside the asylum, determined to uncover the truth. Armed with a flashlight, she ventured into the area where Elena had been confined, a small, dark, and suffocating room. The wallpaper was peeling, and remnants of furniture lay scattered like relics of despair. As soon as she entered, Sarah felt an almost unbearable weight pressing down on her chest. The air grew thick and stagnant as memories danced just beyond her reach. Frantically, she set up her recording equipment, eager to capture any signs of Alina's lingering spirit. As hours passed, unease filled the room. Then, from the darkness, a soft sobbing began. Sarah's heart raced, she could feel the sorrow washing over her like waves. "Please, someone, help," whispered a voice, so frail and filled with desperation. In a moment of bravery, she called out, "Is that you, Elena?" The sobbing intensified, morphing into a heart-wrenching wail that echoed off the walls. "They locked me away, they wouldn't let me go." Amethyst eyes filled with tears materialized in the gloom, a ghostly figure standing at the foot of the bed. As the figure approached, Sarah could see the anguish etched on Alina's face. "I'm still here. They forgot me." The darkness almost consumed her as the sorrowful spirit reached out with a trembling hand, desperately seeking connection. That moment shifted into something sinister. The laughter of the staff flared around, mocking Alina's pain. Shadows closed in around Sarah, threatening to swallow her whole. In that instant, she realized the truth. Alina's spirit was trapped not only by the asylum's walls, but by the laughter of those who had tormented her. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, Sarah bolted out of the room, past the mocking shadows, and into the freedom of the night air. But as she looked back, she felt a lingering gaze upon her, a sorrowful gaze that reminded her of the souls still trapped within the asylum, each tied to their pain, their screams echoing off the cold, cruel walls. Conclusion. Thank you for joining us today on this haunting journey through the Mérida Insane Asylum. If you enjoyed hearing these chilling tales, please remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. What are your thoughts? Have you ever experienced anything paranormal? Stay tuned for more spine-tingling stories as we continue to unearth the secrets of the haunted Mayans.